Welcome back to your second stimulus check update and stimulus package update for July 23rd. Now, we got a bunch of stuff we need to cover in today's stimulus check update. The first thing I want to address, obviously it's the second stimulus check. I'm going to address that fairly quickly because there's not a lot of new updates there. But I want to jump into a $2,100 bonus and talk about a major tax cut problem. So that's what I'm going to address in today's video. If you have questions on any of it or anything new you want me to address, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. So let's address the second stimulus check, because at this time the second stimulus check still stands. It will still happen. Okay, that's one thing that has been confirmed. At this time, the second stimulus check will be as high as $1,200. The reason I say as high as $1,200 is because the Senate has not came out, or specifically Mitch McConnell has not come out and stated what the second stimulus check is going to be. And I feel the reason for that is because many Republicans are fighting Mitch McConnell on this point, on a next round of stimulus, of direct payments to the American people. So here's the problem. Multiple Republicans are fighting against Mitch McConnell, and pretty much the reason why is because Mitch McConnell is not compromising. He is giving in to the Democratic demands. And I feel that is the reason why multiple Republicans, not only in the closed door luncheon that they had the other day, but even in public, on interviews, press conferences, these Republicans are pretty much telling the media they are against it. They don't know what he's doing. Okay, what are we doing? Is what one Republican actually came out and said. So many Republicans, or multiple Republicans, are against another round of direct payments, of stimulus checks to the American people. And I believe this is one of the reasons why the Senate, and specifically Mitch McConnell, has not released the amount of the next stimulus check. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, being that many senators are questioning their leader and wondering why Mitch McConnell is giving in to all these Democratic demands, okay, the problem with this is just one part of the next stimulus package. Just because people want the next stimulus check, just because multiple Republicans and multiple Democrats want a second stimulus check, doesn't mean they can just pass this bill off on its own. It's part of a whole bill. So here's the good thing. The good thing is the senators only, specifically in the Senate, only need 51 votes for a yes. So just because some Republicans don't like this, doesn't really matter, because as long as you have the majority of Republicans that go for this, as long as you have the majority of Democrats that go for this, it's going to pass, right? So just keep that in mind. And one thing I just want to put out there in regards to the second stimulus check is there are many Republicans that are considering, and the whole Senate is considering this, or specifically the Republican side is considering this, is why don't we just give less of a benefit? We give a lower stimulus check, and we also require you to have a lower income in order to get the entire stimulus check. So that's what they're debating right now. Again, we have no clue what is going to pass and what they are considering, but what we do know is everybody has confirmed there will be a second stimulus check. We just don't know who will get it or how much it's going to be. Now, before I get into this possible $2,100 bonus, can you do me a favor? If you like daily stimulus check updates, can you make sure you smash that thumbs up button? It just tells YouTube to share this with other people here on YouTube as well. So, let me address this $2,100 bonus. What is this? Well, this is the $600 unemployment boost that is set to expire at the end of this week. Most states, the $600 unemployment boost, that is going to expire on July 25th. On a few other states, it is going to expire on July 26th. Again, the end of this week. Yesterday, I talked about a possible or potential $1,680 stimulus. Many people assumed that $1,680 was the stimulus check. That was not what I was referring to. What I was referring to is Donald Trump came out and said in a press conference that they are considering 70% of that amount. That was what he said. And multiple reports, there were a bunch of reports, some reports stated that the 70% was 70% of the $600, which comes out to $420 per week, which multiplied over 4 weeks is $1,680. That was where I got that figure. It was not clickbait. Now, there were other reports that stated Donald Trump was mentioning 70% of that amount was 70% of the previous income that the person on unemployment was making. Okay, 70%. That's a big cut. Now, that would have been good. 70%. That would have been good because yesterday afternoon or yesterday early evening, CNBC reported, and then multiple other outlets reported this exact same thing, was that the Republicans are looking at a $100 per week unemployment boost through the end of December. Now, if you calculate this out, there are 21 weeks from August 1st through December 31st. At the end of December, there's about 5 or 6 days, 4 or 5 days, I believe, that will not count because it would extend past the first of the year. So there are 21 weeks from August 1st until December 31st. 21 weeks times $100 per week is a $2,100 bonus. Here's the problem. Here's the problem Democrats are going to have. They were seeking $600 per week until the end of the year. End of the year, the timeline matches up. We're good there. I don't think they're going to have an issue there. But the issue is going to come with the amount. $100 versus $600. That's a $500 difference times 4 weeks per month. That's a $2,000 difference. Currently, as the current unemployment boost stands, people are making an additional $2,400 per month. When it changes, they will only get $400 per month. That's a $2,000 difference. When I saw this, I thought, oh my God, that scares me. And it scares me because, number one, I'm a landlord. And I'm pretty sure that's going to affect me. And again, I'm not just about me. It's going to affect people all across the world. But I was just looking at it from my perspective. Number two, I'm a business owner. That's going to affect me. And I know this. Okay? And number three, I'm a human being. And I understand that, yes, when people, even people I don't know across the country, are going to get a reduction in income by $2,000 a month, that's huge. And that's scary. So let me just ask you this one thing. If you are on unemployment, or you know somebody that is on unemployment and currently gets that $600 boost on top of their regular state unemployment, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Now, I want to address one more thing because I received multiple comments yesterday on my last video, and I received dozens of messages on Facebook from my last video as well, stating this exact same thing. If I don't get no unemployment, I can't pay my bills, and something into that regard. Here's what you need to understand. On July 25th, the end of this week, and July 26th, also at the end of this week, the additional $600 unemployment boost, that $600 PUA, okay? That pandemic boost will expire. Your unemployment, your state unemployment remains the same. So let's say you get $185 per week from your state with an additional $600 per week from federal unemployment, that federal boost. That means that $600 completely goes away and you only get $185. So they're not going to leave you with absolutely nothing. You will have something, but it's going to be a huge reduction in your income. So just be aware of that. Now, in other stimulus package news, let's talk about this payroll tax cut that is currently still on the table. There are many senators that are fighting this, saying that if it comes to a payroll tax cut versus direct payments, aka a second stimulus check, the second stimulus check would provide a greater benefit and a much faster benefit than a payroll tax cut. On the same hand, okay, dealing with the same thing, a second stimulus check can be issued within weeks of this bill passing. The payroll tax cut, on the other hand, people are stating that it's estimated it won't even show up until September 1st. So that's at least 1 month. So, if the United States, specifically Donald Trump and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, have stated they want to see money in the Americans' hands as quickly as possible. Stimulus check, much faster. Payroll tax cut, very slow. Now, here is the big problem. This is the problem that I really want to address because this is huge. I was floored when I heard this. So I have this guy that I used to go to school with 10, 15 years ago. And he was somewhat of a friend back then. And I know now he owns a cleaning business. He goes out and his company cleans clinics, hospital, certain facilities, healthcare centers, stuff like that, right? Healthcare facilities. That's what his business does. And I believe he has like 30, 40 employees. It's a fairly good sized business. And, he is the owner. And so I called him up yesterday morning. And I simply asked him how things are going. Just wanted to ask you a couple questions because he is technically, his business would be an essential business. His employees should be getting some type of hazard pay. And multiple employees of his have asked about it. And this was his response to me. I don't know what he said to his employees, but this was his response to me, an old friend. I simply asked him, are you considering paying them some type of hazard pay, or how does that work? He said he did. He did pay him for a couple weeks in the very beginning. He paid him a couple weeks, paid him a little bit extra. He didn't say really how much it was, but he went on to state that they have asked about it because that's something that's been talked about in the news. And so I asked him, well, what are you thinking? Are you going to do it? I think it's very generous. What do you think? His answer was this. He heard this report that Donald Trump wants a payroll tax cut. He already knows he's saving money because he's not paying for Social Security right now because he is a small business. And so he's saving a little bit of money there. But he said what he is considering doing is not giving his employees a raise to make up for this pandemic pay and to help them out through this tough time. What he's thinking about doing is letting them know, if this passes, if this payroll tax cut passes, that he's going to give them a little bit extra. They're not going to have to pay for Social Security. And I was like, okay. Like I got what he was doing in my mind, but on the phone I'm thinking, are you stupid? You are risking your employees' lives. And you're not going to give them a little bit of a bonus, a kickback, some type of thank you, a reward. And so, we got off the phone and I thought about it a little bit more. I called him back a couple hours later. Didn't lay into him, but I pretty much said the same thing. Are you stupid? Are you upside your mind? What is wrong with you? And I was very blunt. And I got through to him, I think. Who knows what he's going to do. But then I started to think, this was one person I asked. And that was his answer? What are other people across the country thinking? What are other businesses going to do when that is the option? Let's do a payroll tax cut so we can give the employees an additional 6.2% or maybe a little bit over 7%. And the employer's going to say, hey, I'm going to give you this little bonus right here. You don't got to pay Social Security. I think that's a huge problem. Now, hopefully I got through to this old friend of mine, but again, Who knows? I'm gonna make sure I stick on him and follow up with that. However, this is a problem. I don't see if this starts getting out there and more people, more employers are thinking like, whoa, I could save some money. I could possibly tell my employees that, okay, they're going to get a little bit of a bonus because they don't have to pay Social Security. And now they think, oh, I got a great boss. He's giving me a little bit extra. When in reality, it's the government kind of saying, hey, don't pay for Social Security. This is Donald Trump's way of giving you some more money. So again, that's a huge problem. I just wanted to put that out there, that this is huge. And I think this could happen in multiple places across the country if the payroll tax cut actually does get passed. Now, I'm sorry about going off on this entire story. However, I wanted to tell you what happened because I feel this is something that is going to happen in multiple other cities, multiple states, pretty much across the country. If you hear of anybody that does this, come back, let me know. Okay? I might have to give him a call. Okay? I had no problem giving my old friend a call, and he might have wished he didn't answer the phone, but he did. Oh well. Now, in more stimulus package news, the Senate wants to give $105 billion to schools, and multiple Republicans are in favor of this. They do not want to give money to state and local governments, specifically Mitch McConnell doesn't, but he understands there needs to be money for schools to open up safely, so this is good. Also, many economists predict that the next stimulus package must exceed $1.7 trillion in order to see a substantial impact on the economy. Now, they also believe we are currently at that stage, too little, too late. If the next stimulus package is too little, it will be too late to see any type of quick recovery. I currently feel it's already too late. Also, we are at that stage where that too little, too late also refers to the second stimulus check, not just state and local governments, not just schools, not just unemployment, but in addition to the next stimulus check, that second stimulus check, that almighty, hopefully $1,200, let's pray for that. The problem is that currently is too little, too late. People have been surviving off less than $10 per day. That $1,200 stimulus check that they received back in April, well, this pandemic, this bill was the CARES Act, the first stimulus package was passed, was that March 27th, somewhere 27th, 28th, somewhere right around there, one of those days. That is what, almost 4 months ago? So they have been living off less than $10 per day? That is ridiculous. Now, let's talk about COVID-19 news, because yesterday was a very big day. It's record-breaking, many people would say. Yesterday, California surpassed New York as the state with the most COVID cases. I don't think that's anything to be proud of. I think California has a lot of work to do. I know the majority of the state is completely closed down. However, with the increased testing, they're obviously going to see more cases. That's just the way it's going to work. However, this does not reflect well to the entire nation. Yesterday, the daily death toll topped 1,100 deaths for the first time since May. That does not bode well for the United States, simply because everyone's stating the deaths are down, people are safer. Okay? We understand how to combat this. Just because there's more cases, it's because there's more testing. I get it. But just because there's more testing does not mean there has to be more deaths. That's not the way it should work. Okay? More testing, lower deaths, right? If the doctors and the hospitals understand how to combat this, don't keep your patient on their back, roll them to their side, they'll be able to breathe, all this stuff, right? Give them certain medications. This should bring the deaths down. Not have it go up over 1,100 for the first time since May. Now, here's what Donald Trump has stated, and this is what the CDC has stated. This is what multiple states say. In order to stay safe, wear a mask. use hand sanitizer, wash your hands, use social distancing, and if possible, stay at home. This can be very difficult, and many people are still trying to adapt to that new normal. Let me just give you an example of my routine when I go shopping. For example, grocery shopping. Normally, I would not go shopping. I'd have my wife go shopping for us, for our household. However, I feel safer to go out myself. Not have my wife go and do it. We do not take our kids to stores. We just don't do it. So this is my routine. Okay, first off, I do not go into Walmart. I do not shop at Walmart. Haven't been into a Walmart since beginning of March, maybe in February. Okay, I do not go into Walmart anymore. I go into a more expensive grocery store here in my city, and I go there 1 hour before they close. I go to a more expensive grocery store simply because there are less people. I go to that grocery store 1 hour before they close. They close at 9 o'clock. I go at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. because there are even less people. The most people I've ever seen at this store at 8 p.m. at night, and I usually go on a Tuesday or Wednesday, is about 5 cars in the parking lot. 2 of those are employees. Now, before I get out of my car, I put hand sanitizer on my hands. Again, I've already washed my hands at home. Probably put hand sanitizer right before I walked out the door because we have a little hand sanitizer station right there where we put our keys. So I do that. And in the car before I get out and go into the store, I put on hand sanitizer again. As soon as I put on hand sanitizer, I grab my mask, I put it on before I get out of the car. When I get up to the cart section of the store, I grab my little baggie of wipes. I have a little hand or pocket size one, pull them out of Lysol wipes, wipe down the cart, throw it away, okay? And I grab the cart. So I have my mask on, I've sanitized my hands, I use Lysol wipes on the cart, I push the cart. Usually before I go and touch the machine to use my debit card, I put on hand sanitizer again. And also, when I walk out of the store, I put on hand sanitizer. Throughout the whole store, I stay away from as many people as I can. When I get home, I use hand sanitizer right before I go and touch the doorknob to get into my house. And as soon as I walk in, I go and wash my hands. And after I wash my hands, which all the way up to your elbow, do it like a doctor, right? Do it like a surgeon. And as soon as I wash my hands, then I go into the basement. I change my clothes, leave my clothes in a separate hamper where they can now be washed. That is my routine, just to go shopping. I know, it's exhausting, right? This is one of the reasons why I go shopping once per week for groceries. I usually go to another store, sometimes I'll go out to do different stuff for a different one of my businesses, and I usually do this one other time per week. But the reason why I wanted to explain my shopping routine is because maybe something I said will resonate with you, something I said will maybe give you an idea of, oh, that could be smart. I'm not saying what I do is right. I'm just saying this is what I do, and it's kept me safe, it's kept my family healthy, and that's really all I'm trying to do. Keep myself safe, keep my family safe and healthy so that we do not affect anybody else as well. Now, with that said, I know many people are going to be like, well, that's dumb, that's stupid. Well, I don't have that luxury. I can't go to a more expensive store. I just don't have the money, or I don't have the time to put hand sanitizer on my hands. Okay, hand sanitizer. I have a bunch of hand sanitizer. This is just in my desk. I have another big bottle right over here. You can't see it, but anyway. Okay, I have a bunch lying around my house, my office. Have some back in the warehouse. Have a couple in my car. I know it's not smart, but I try to keep it in a glove box. You know, not where it's too hot. Anyway, don't hate me on that. But I get it. People don't have the time to do that, and I understand. But if you are stuck at home, there is a couple things that you can do to give yourself more time and actually make money. Now, I'm gonna put a link to 2 different videos down in the description box below. The first one is with a video that I did a couple days ago on how to earn $100 from Google Translate. It's a simple way to make money online. So if you haven't watched this video, highly recommend you go and watch it. The second video that I'm going to link to down in the description box below is a video that I did a couple months back. Okay, and I show you how to earn $108 every 2 hours pasting links. Yes, you copy and paste links, and you can possibly make over $108 every 2 hours. And I show you how to do that. I walk you through the entire process step by step. So I highly recommend you go and watch those 2 videos. Alright guys, that's it. That is your second stimulus check update and stimulus package update for July 23rd. Hopefully you have an incredible rest of your day. If you have any questions on the next stimulus package, the next stimulus check, please ask them down in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. If there's no current update, if the Senate has not come out and stated anything, if there's no new reports, then I really have nothing to tell you. But as soon as I do, I promise I will do another second stimulus check update and stimulus package update and fill you in on all the new updates. So lastly, if you have any questions on how to make money online, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Do me a favor, like always, smash that thumbs up button if you learned anything, had fun watching today's video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on the next one.